Most people tend to underestimate the intelligence of animals. Household pets, like dogs and cats, are seen as friendly and loyal but rarely intelligent. But sometimes, people encounter animals that force them to reconsider their preconceptions about the rest of the animal kingdom today. We are looking at the smartest animals in the world. Many owners struggle to teach their dogs to sit, fetch, or even bark on command, but John W. Peely, a professor emeritus of psychology at Wofford College, taught his Border Collie to understand more than 1,000 nouns, a feat that earned them both worldwide recognition. Chaser was credited with the largest tested memory of any non-human animal for some time. Dr. Pillai had been conducting his own experiment, teaching dogs the names of objects, and was inspired by the Border Collie farmers to rethink his methods. Dr. Pillai was given a black and white Border Collie as a gift by his wife Sally for 3 years. Dr. Peely trained the dog, named Chaser, 4 to 5 hours a day. He showed her an object, said its name up to 40 times, then hid it, and asked her to find it. He used 800 cloth animal toys, 116 balls, 26 frisbees, in an assortment of plastic items, to ultimately teach Chaser 1,022 nouns. Chaser had been featured in news, articles, and television segments, including an interview with Neil deGrasse Tyson for PBS's Nova. Tragically, Chaser died in 2019 at the ripe old age of 15 last spring. The Hub City Animal Project, in the police hometown, announced it would be building a statue to honor the brainy pooch, to be erected outside the Children's Museum of the Upstate by 2020. Coco the gorilla was a truly remarkable animal who reached celebrity status in her 46-year life. Coco was born at the San Francisco Zoo in 1971, shortly after Francine Penny Patterson, then a 24-year-old graduate student at Stanford University, began working with Coco as part of her doctoral research, known as Project Go. In the years that followed, the ape became a bona fide celebrity when it was revealed that Patterson had taught her to talk with a 500-word sign language vocabulary. Coco's vocabulary eventually doubled through her mastery of sign language. The familiar hand speech of the deaf. Coco has made us, her human companions, aware not only that her breed is bright, but also that it shares sensitivities commonly held to be the prerogative of people. People take Coco's touching empathy toward fellow animals, seeing a horse with a bit in its mouth. She signed, "We're sad" when asked why the horse was sad. She signed Teach showed a photo of the famous albino gorilla Snowflake struggling against having a bath. Coco, who also hates baths, signed Meet, Cry there, while pointing at the picture, because she was smart enough to comprehend, use aspects of our language. Coco could show us what all great apes are capable of, reasoning about their world, and loving and greeting the other beings to whom they become attached, says Barbara King, a professor emerita of anthropology at the College of William and Mary. Parrots are highly intelligent animals, the most famously brainy parrot, and African gray, named Alex, was described as having the intelligence of a 5-year-old child, and the emotional capacity of a 2-year-old, after Alex's death in 2007. Dr. Irene Pepperberg, from Harvard, sought to continue the work. She had been focusing on Alex, with another, African gray, from her lab, named Griffin Aberti. The 19-year-old Griffin has not yet reached the level of Alex's intellect. He is still a highly impressive bird, the most recent paper. A follow-up study from work with Griffin, from Dr. Pepperberg, along with a team of international colleagues, showed that he appears to be able to understand the advantages of sharing. He was also able to count objects up to 6, and is learning to read the sounds of various letters. Birds are separated from us by 300 million years of evolution, and their brains are organized differently than ours. The lead researcher said, "That's why this was so exciting, because we were able to show that Griffin was working at the level of a 5-year-old on a task at which even apes would not likely succeed." Everyone knows that dolphins are hyper-intelligent creatures who in many ways rival the cognitive abilities of humans, but a 2013 episode of BBC Earth makes this fact abundantly clear. Biologists have created an elaborate system in which dolphins can answer questions using planting and echolocation. They project shapes onto a wall in their enclosure, with each shape representing a different type of fish. The dolphins then indicate which type of fish they would prefer to eat. These dolphins grasp the task very quickly, and most can request their preferred meal with total accuracy. This program is still in its infancy. It proves the dolphins have a knack for understanding symbols and patterns. This has a huge application for communicating with mammals in the future, because dolphins can communicate more intelligently than most human children. And in this case, their intelligence pays off, usually in the form of a tasty halibut or mackerel. Researchers hope that the program will develop further and that dolphins will eventually be able to do amazing tricks like play instruments and reveal their emotions. Kansai is particularly special. Shobana Bo, when I was an infant American psychologist, Sue Savage Rumble, tried to teach his mother, Matata, to communicate using a keyboard labeled with geometric symbols, but David never really got the hang of it. But Kansai, who usually played in the background, seemingly oblivious during his mother's teaching sessions, picked up the language. Savage Wambach claims that, in addition to the symbols Kansai uses, he knows the meaning of up to 3,000 spoken English words. She tests his comprehension, in part, by having someone in another room pronounce words the Kansai hears through a set of headphones. Can't say, then points to the appropriate symbol on his keyboard. Butsaventura Boss says Kansai also understands words that aren't a part of his keyboard vocabulary. She says he can respond appropriately to commands, such as, put the soap in the water, or carry the TV outdoors. Savage Rumba created a world where I would learn the way human babies do. He and his human friends would eat together and play together, and because bonobos love to travel, Savage Rumba and I would hike around their 50-acre home whenever we talked about a travel destination. We had concise, immediate attention, Savage Rumba remembers, and if we showed him a photo, he wanted to hold it. You wanted to ride on our shoulders and hold the photo and look at it all the way to the place. Before long, I was doing many of the things humans do with language. He was talking about places and objects that weren't inside. He was referring to the past and to the future, and he was understanding new sentences made up of familiar words. This proves that other primates are able to communicate in similar ways. While most dog owners expect their pet to know at least a few tricks, cats are known for being difficult to train. That's what makes the latest Guinness World Record holding cat Dija and her trainer Robert Dahl, with so impressive Digit, holds the record for the most tricks performed by a cat in 1 minute. She successfully performed 20 tricks in 1 minute, in order to earn the record, including rolling over, jumping over a bar, and riding on a skateboard. The rules for this Guinness World Records title state that each trick must be clearly defined and independent, and that the commands or cues must not involve the human touching the animal, unless the cat initiates the contact. Such as when performing tricks, as the high five did, which is short for didgeridoo, was rescued by Robert from an animal shelter. And her favorite food is rock kangaroo minutes. I knew she was special, but now with the record, I think she's just unbelievably special, and I'm just so proud of her, Robert told Guinness, and I love cats. I love her so much. He added, I love cats. In a wildly popular YouTube video a very intelligent pig, pulled off a number of amazing tricks. Her name was Nellie. The video looks at how Nellie learns her show routines. You may think they're just simple tricks, but they actually take a certain amount of intelligence to perform and learn. She definitely proves that pigs are extremely smart and sensitive, similar to dogs or cats. When Priscilla Valentine, her trainer, asked Natalie to spell out what kind of animal she was, the pig promptly selected letters M. Pigs are the third smartest animals in the world. According to Valentine, Nellie has probably earned a decent sum of money in her 17 years, but Nellie isn't one to splurge. When Priscilla gave her a handsome $20 bill, Nellie walked over to a piggy bank and placed the bill inside super intelligent pigs. Like Nellie has raised concerns with activists over the ethics of eating pork. Ultimately, the decision is up to everyone individually, but it's hard to argue that Nellie is both good-natured and high-functioning. BBC Earth highlighted a very special group of elephants. In 2017, broadcast researchers developed a pulley system that had confused 8-year-old human children. Essentially, the system required both parties to pull on ropes at the same time. In order to earn a tree, in this case, sunflower seeds, elephants didn't succeed on the first try, but given that this was a new task, a little trial and error makes sense. They then realized that they needed a partner to complete the task after only 3 tries. The elephants solved the puzzle and were able to feast on seeds, but the searchers weren't convinced that the elephants were really understanding the concept of collaboration. To test this, they released one elephant before their partner to see if they would wait for them. In the end, the elephant waited for their partner to join them so that they could pull the ropes in tandem. This proves that the elephants understand the problem conceptually and were able to work as a team. A 2017 episode of America's Got Talent changed the way that millions of people look at poultry. That's all thanks to a perspicacious chicken called Jog, COO of the Flock Stars. The 2-year-old piano-playing chicken from Germantown, Maryland, who plays the melody line of Heart and Soul on the keyboard, while the human friend plays bass, is a YouTube and primetime sensation. She first made it big in 2017 with her viral hit, The Star-Spangled Banner, and then later appeared on America's Got Talent, where she got a standing ovation from Judge Simon Cowell. No small feat. Q is the muse of 2 women, and Ka Shannon Myers and Suri, the co-coop owners, used clicker training, a gentle reinforcement-based training strategy, to help get the chickens' piano skills up to par. Well, it's no Suzuki method. It seems to have been just the thing to propel her musical career into stardom. A bulldog from the UK is becoming a social media star after videos of her skateboarding have garnered thousands of views online. 14-month-old Pumpkin first tried her hand at skateboarding as a puppy and proved to be a total natural. Natural, according to her owner, Deborah Chandler. The 33-year-old said, "I knew that a lot of bulldogs just take the skateboarding. So we bought one for Pumpkin when she was 8 weeks old, as a bit of a joke really. She immediately jumped on the skateboard, and she has just progressed from there. I've never done anything to force her to do it. I just let her do it because she finds it so much fun." Apparently, Pumpkin is a natural, and her skating abilities have rocketed her to success and fame on the internet.